This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And folks, here we are on September the 22nd, 2022. And I got a three-time guest on here. And I got him on here because, we have to distract him from digging things up. Because every time he digs something up,
Every time I
Horshack,
dig something up, I give Kane Hodder a career.
yeah, and poor Horshack suffers for it. I think that's Horshack calling, or that's Kane Hodder calling
My
there.
mom, she keeps calling me, man. She wants money for food.
Oh, gee, we have something in common.
Go to get a job.
There you go.
Doing her a favor by not giving her money because it doesn't show me a good precedent of how to be when I get older.
Why not? If you've got kids, get them to give you. No, I don't have kids. I can't say. I got a cat. He's doing what he does best, curled up and sleeping.
Be that good, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's great to have you back a third time. And this is the first time we did this on Zoom. And it was actually Nancy McLaughlin that introduced me to Zoom because when our station went into lockdown, I had no way of doing this, and I had about 30 people waiting to come on the show.
Wow.
So Nancy told me about this, and I got one of my 13 fanboy associate producers from the UK, Carrie Yates, showed me how to actually get on here, you know. But
Here we are.
here we are. Speaking of Nancy, I should show this off because I still talk to her regularly, and she may have one of these.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
haven't talked to her in a while. Oh yeah. She made that for you.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah. Nancy's awesome. I've had her on here 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah, love Nancy, and I haven't talked to her in a few weeks. I don't know whether she's been busy, but I've been busy because I work at the hospital here as a COVID cleaner. So
Oh,
yeah.
how's it going there? Is it on the downslide or is it consistent or?
Well, we wear masks and stuff at the hospital, but when I
Sure.
go to the mall and stuff, we don't. So
Right. Yeah, sick people come to the hospital.
yeah. So I'm glad I got the job. I work with some great people. In fact, I go there at midnight tonight my time. So and I do an overnight. I like doing the overnights because I can plan these.
Right. It's
Yeah.
quieter, I'm sure.
Yes, it is
Sometimes.
quieter. Although in the ER, which
No,
I've
and
worked there a lot.
yeah, ER Friday and Saturday nights. So I'm sure they're very busy.
Yeah, especially when Jason's hacking people up.
Yeah.
But
Legend.
yeah, I'm still in touch with Nancy, and she mentions you every now and again.
Oh, yeah, give her my love. I'm sure I'll talk to her soon. I'm gonna ask her about her jewelry that she's been doing. So
Well, you know what? I have this. I
I
actually got the whole box set,
I'll be
but
signing that. You got Maggot Head to sign it, I see.
I got Magahead to sign it.
Yeah.
I haven't had him on here yet. I've reached out. I was told to reach out to his wife to get him on here, but
Yeah. Ruby.
yeah, I haven't gotten him on here yet. But I remember when I walked up to him, I had the 13 fanboy shirt
Yeah.
that still has your face on it,
Right.
the one that I have.
Right.
But
Well, C-
nonetheless,
well, CJ, you should get him on. He's very chatty. So
well, you know what I did with him? I had met him at Frightmare in the Falls last year, and I called Nancy McLaughlin, and Nancy picked up, and I said, "Do you want to talk to CJ when I go up and meet him?" She said, "Sure." So I walked up to CJ with my cell phone, and I said, "Hey, somebody wants to criticize your roadside etiquette." They chatted for about 2 or 3 minutes.
that's
So
nice.
yeah, Nancy is wonderful. I love her.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We all get along for the most part still. So
yeah.
that's I just saw CJ it was a week and a half ago at a convention. So it's
You
always
s-
good to see him.
do you still call him Megahead?
Well, from a distance.
I
He's always right. Whenever he signs something, he writes 18 kills.
Yep, that's what he signed here.
Yeah. Then
I
I just write 1 kill.
Well,
Just
I
to
got
rub it in.
a signed hockey mask by Ted White on up here
Oh,
too,
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Ted White.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a Jason Lives shirt here, but I do have the final chapter.
Yeah, there you
Yep.
go.
And I'm
Beautiful.
wearing my Victim No More beanie. That
Okay.
is one of those Friday the 13th. You must know Bobby Heckman.
No, I don't.
Oh, Bobby Heckman, well, he's connected with Amy Steele and Kimberly Beck and people like
I know
that.
both. I was in acting class with both of those. I knew Amy from Friends, and then Kimberly I was in acting class with. Funny
Yep,
enough.
yep. But gee, your camera part's not working. I can still hear you though. It just says your name on here.
At least I spelled my name right. That's good.
You did that. But nonetheless, uh, Bobby Heckman made Victim No More, and yeah, it's got Jill Whitlow in it, and I guess I can
Uh-huh.
say now it's got Catherine Mary Stewart.
Oh
So,
wow.
yep.
I have to look
So,
for him.
yeah, so I was co-producer on that and co-producer on 13 Fanboy. Although I gotta say, I'm disappointed that you had to pull out of that movie because
Yeah,
when I wore the
yeah.
T-shirt at Horror-rama in 2019, outside Kane Hodder, you got the most attention on the shirt.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Just things changed over the years. I had done, what is this? No, stop. Sorry. I know you're just seeing my name.
That's okay. I can still hear you.
Um,
Yep.
not sure why. Um, yeah, Deborah and I talked maybe 2 years before principal photography, and I did a letter of intent and stuff. And I actually I got Judy Aronson to do it because she thought I was doing it. If
Yeah, Judy and I are on good terms.
Yeah, well, you can blame me because I got her to do it, and then I ended up pulling out of it.
Well, Judy and I are on good terms. For one of the reasons I'm not on good terms with 13 Fanboy right now, because when I interviewed Ted White back in 2016, you still
Yeah,
there? Yeah.
yeah.
When I interviewed him, and this is right in the interview, I've had Ted White on here twice, and we got talking about Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and he asked me if I wanted to have Judy's information to have her on the show.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Well, don't give her information live on the interview." But he said, "No, he'd email it to me." I
Okay.
said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah, she would love to do your show." So, and then Kane Hodder's name came up, and he asked if I wanted to have him on the show.
Oh no.
So I was like, "Cool." So he sent me the phone numbers of both. Now, I didn't call them right away. I sent Judy a Facebook message. I didn't have her on my friends list, but I sent her a Facebook message with the interview with Ted, time marking where this was discussed. She did read it, according to her little icon, no response. So I kind of left it at that, and I never pushed it until uh, after 2020, because what had happened was in 2019, I had interviewed Dick Miller 5 months before he passed away, and Dick Miller wasn't even on my radar to have on the show. It was just a matter of, wow, he's doing a lot of cons. Would he do my show? So, anyway, I reached out and I had Dick Miller and his wife Lanny from The Graduate both on, and afterwards I got thinking, man, maybe I should reach out to Judy and Kane because I feel bad if something happened and I had their numbers all this time. So I called Kane, got an answering machine, left a message, told him who I was, how I got his info, and told him how he could contact me. I never heard back, and I don't hold that against him. I'm totally okay with that. Judy, on the other hand, things got weird. Um, I called her the first time, and somebody answered claiming I had a wrong number. So I was like, okay, maybe that's true. So I contacted Ted White the next day, and Ted White was saying, but that's her number. And Ted was kind of flabbergasted. And I said, you think maybe I might have weirded her out? I mean, I called Larry Zabisco, the wrestler, and it didn't weird him out at all. But he said, no, she would never do that, And I was like, okay. So I left it. And once I got heavily involved in 13 Fanboy, which I put 3K in to pretty much no thanks. But nonetheless, I made another call. This time, the woman answered claiming to be her cousin. Now, hindsight's 2020. I'm like, grow up, grow. Excuse my language. Grow the fuck up. Next thing I know is that things are being said in a private chat on 13 Fanboy group, and I wasn't privy to that, and one of the people from the movie sent me some screenshots of the chat. So it was being hinted that I was apparently Judy's stalker,
Oh, God.
even though I don't have a passport. I contacted her twice, but somebody says I contacted her 22 times. And I'm like, okay, it's 23 the limit? I never had law enforcement contact me. And you want me to tell you what's weird? Debbie Sue blocked me because I think she feels guilty about the whole thing because she was someone that sent the messages that got sent to me.
Right.
But Judy hasn't blocked me on anything because I checked. So this is all weird. It's all convoluted. And I feel okay talking about it because I got nothing to feel guilty about. But I'm really kind of pissed at her, and I hope not to see her at a con because I'd hate to have to bring this right up in front of all of her fans. But maybe I won't do that. I don't think I'm that mean, but I'm not impressed with her. And quite frankly, after Ted White and even Vernon Wells spoke so well of her, and like it's sad that she turned out to be not that person. So not impressed with her.
Well, maybe next time the person who's referring you to the number should do an introduction.
Huh?
Get an introduction from Ted. Say, hey, Judy, this is Ted. Greg wants to. He's got a podcast and giving you a heads up. He does a great podcast and thinking you might have a good opportunity to go on and talk about your career and blah blah blah. And here's his number.
You want me to tell you something? You know how many numbers I have?
Oh, believe me, I get it.
And I've never harassed anybody.
Well, it's not about you. It's just how CJ and I we always people are always asking for his number and vice versa, and he always contacts me, and I'll do the same for him or anybody else, and make sure.
I don't have your number. I do have Nancy's, but Nancy sometimes calls me. Like Nancy will call me, but Nancy and I talk. I haven't talked in a few weeks. I know she was having. I know she said she's going to have a hip operation. So
Ooh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So but Nancy is awesome, but I mean, I've got all kinds of Friday the 13th numbers here. Of course, doing Zoom, I don't have to do that anymore, but I was a little disappointed in Judy Aronson, and
Sorry to hear that.
all I can say is that, hey, I can ignore her at a con. Whatever she's charging for autographs, I don't have to give. That's her loss, you know?
Sure.
But you're gonna get double the dose.
Well, don't take it personally.
From her, I do take it
I'm
personally.
sorry.
You know, I do take it personally because, like I said, I don't even have a passport. I live here in Canada. Like I've just never traveled. Maybe to Toronto. So the weird crap I hear, and I don't even think it's Judy saying it, but 13 Fanboy right now has become such a click base that I've had to pull away from it. My name's still on it as a co-producer. And by the way, Tracy Savage is the one I have the crush on in that movie. And I've had her on the show 3 times, and I have her number, and I've never had a problem with her. I've never called her either. So what do you think about that, Tom? But
Sure would.
nonetheless, yeah. Maybe Judy's upset that she's not the favorite. I don't know. But you know what? I'm not going to blame Ted White. It's his best. And I never contacted him about that after. I know he's going through
No,
some
he
health
did. He
problems.
did it all in good faith, trying to help
Yeah,
her out and help you out.
yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah. But nonetheless, yeah, 18 kills. Can you believe he's bragging about that on here?
I know, right? All I needed was one. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
yep. You are six among 6 people I've interviewed from that film. I've
Good.
had Nancy McLaughlin's been on here 5 times.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's three
Um,
people right there. Just
Nancy is so awesome. She's still got that gorgeous red hair.
sure.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen her in a couple of years, I think, at least.
Well, she
Well,
talked.
because of COVID, I always have to add an extra year because it just we kind of missed a year somewhere.
Well, she speaks highly of you and your wife Carla.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, but she is lovely. Well, we're both part of the Christian faith, so that's another thing why she and I are so connected well.
gotcha.
Yep. So she'll call me, like she asked me to pray for her with regard to her operation coming up, and I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely." But she's always been perky and cheerful. Last time I had her on was her and her friend Michelle, who makes those medallions.
Ah,
So I had them both on, and she always has her little dogs. Yep,
good. Yeah.
yep. I've had Thom McLaughlin on here a couple times, and I had Carrie Noonan on here back in 2016,
Yeah.
and I had what should have been the hero of the film, Whitney Ryback, aka Roy.
Right. That's a good one.
I had him on here. He was interesting,
I
and
bet.
and earlier this summer I had Alan Blumenfeld, who was also one of the paintballers.
Oh, right.
Yep. So 6 of you. Now I heard from Roger Rose, but he wanted to come on in August, but I've never had him respond. So I mean, I had his email, and I don't know. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's running and hiding from Vinny because that was his wife in that scene with him.
That's true.
Yeah, but you probably are probably amazed that Jason Lives has had this life, and it's one of the favorites for many people. And I'll be quite frank. I think it's I think the final chapter is the scariest of the bunch, but I think Jason Lives is probably the best one in terms of writing. What's that?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just trying to figure out my
Your computer's
computer
not
why this
not
is
a, I
happening.
bet
It's
you it's
kind of frozen on
Horseshack.
mine. Can you hear
Yeah, I can hear
me?
you.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. It's
Yeah.
just doing all kinds of weird shit. Yeah, the script is great. I mean, I think that's why it's probably one of the top contenders as far as the films that people like is because of the story and the writing and the way it looked and the music and
Oh, the music was
there's a little
great.
romance, opportunity for a little romance, and you got to know the characters and
Oh, the characters.
Tom's a huge horror fan, so
Oh,
Universal.
the way he made it look like the whole
Yeah,
Frankenstein thing in the opening was
yeah,
great. But even the in jokes, like Horshack going, "Can you leave that thing alone? My heart can't take it anymore." Well, his heart really doesn't take it. He ends up having it outside his body. Or
yeah.
Bob Larkin, the caregiver, goes, looks at the liquor bottle and says, "You're gonna be the death of me." Yep. Yep, literally. Uh, but um, but nonetheless, I have a lot of fun with that film. In fact, when I was at Horror-rama in 2019,
Uh-huh.
I went to what they call the Drunken Cinema. I've never been there before, but it's one of those cinemas that's kind of a rocky horror-ish kind of
Oh,
place.
right.
They put on Friday the 13th Part 6. And hopefully you'll probably meet these guys, the band Blood Opera. Actually, I got their little emblem on my water bottle.
Nice.
They are a band that was endorsed by George Romero when before George passed. They get all dressed up and they sing a lot of horror themed music. In fact, they
Right.
even did a song called Fanboy for 13 Fanboy, which didn't get picked despite my efforts to connect them with Debbie Sue, but um but nonetheless, I saw them perform before the screening, and I remember beforehand, put a Facebook message on there to stating I was going to be attending this. And I had this little card with me, and it said basically every time this sort of thing happens, you're supposed to take a shot. Well, I don't drink, so I have one of these little glow sticks you wave around. Well, mine said every time there's rain and fog, and I'm like, jeepers, my arm's going to be tired. But nonetheless, the following night, I was going to a Christmas party there in Toronto with a friend of mine, and my phone rings, and it's Nancy McLaughlin. And I said, "Hey, I was watching you last night." And she goes, "I saw that." But yeah, it was the best. I've seen about half the franchise on the big screen, and I think that one of Jason Lives was my favorite experience because the audience was just into it.
Yeah. It's a good
Yep.
movie for sure. It
Oh
still
yeah.
holds up too.
It's still holding up. But now that Horseshack has passed away, I come up with a theory because art rest in peace Rumpalillo, but I was talking to Chris Alexander yesterday. I had him on the show, and of course, he's one of the promoters for Horror-rama. And he said one of the things he finds fascinating about you is that you're a carpenter and that you helped build Ozzy Osbourne's house. And I said to him, I said, "Look, there's a reason for that. Horseshack's gone. I'm pretty sure Ozzy Osbourne's all for digging up whatever next creature he wants to dig up." Is that why you did it?
Yeah. No, yeah, we were the general. I mean, shoot, we did their house maybe 30 years ago, the first one. The one on MTV, the Osbournes, that house that they were living in at the
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
So what was it
very
like?
creative, very
What
creative.
was
Awesome.
what was Ozzy like? I've heard good things about him.
Oz is great. He's got a really dry sense of humor, and I got to know the family pretty well, and just a lot of love there. It was really great, and it really comes out in the Osbournes and being around them, and been working with them for quite a while. But
Absolutely.
yeah, Sharon's really talented. She's got some really great design ideas and things like that.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I'm gonna see you at both of these cons, and I gotta get a copy of Night of the Living Dead, or not Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead on Blu-ray. Um, I had met our lovely Linnea Quigley. She's been at Horror-rama a couple times, and anyway, I had her on here on my birthday here one year, and she's quite a card. What do you remember about working with her? Hello? Oh, we're having some technical difficulties here, so. Okay, folks, we're back. Thom has been, working with the Osbournes a long time ago, and they're screwing with his house. Is that
Yeah,
what's happening? Or
probably.
maybe it's CJ Graham.
Now CJ would do that.
Oh, you call him CJ, you don't call him Magahead?
I call him CJ.
I have fun meeting him. But talk about Linnea Quigley, because I've had her on here on my birthday one year, and I gotta
Yeah,
tell you,
she just got knee surgery. She missed the last show just last weekend that I was at. She was supposed to be sitting with me and together, and she had to cancel because her knee was still aching. I think she hasn't totally recovered, but she's doing good. She moved out here to California. She's got a dog sanctuary, as I understand it, and her and my wife are in the dog business. My my wife does dog rescue and stuff like that. We have a bunch of dogs here now that we're fostering, so it's all good. Linnea's great.
I didn't know she moved out there because she was in Florida for a while.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
here maybe a year and a half, maybe longer.
Okay. Okay. So, Horror-rama and Frightmare in the Falls. Does this your I'm going to assume this is not your first Canadian convention, right?
Hopefully you can edit this.
I have no idea how to edit these. I got to get somebody
Oh.
to show me because I have somebody that wanted something edited out of one, and I don't have the slightest clue, you know. But nonetheless, at least they're not live. But
Right.
let's say this is not the first time you've done a con in Canada, right?
It's not. It's going to be the fifth and sixth time.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Horror-rama the 1st and 2nd of October, and then Frightmare at the Falls the 28th and 29th. I leave there on Sunday morning, then go to San Antonio, Texas for a show on Sunday, believe it or not. So it's a bit of a grind, but it's all good. It's all good to see the fans and talk to them.
Yeah, I got VIP for both, so yeah. I'm gonna go see you at both. I'm gonna get you to sign this, and then go see if I can get a copy on Blu-ray of Return of the Living Dead.
Uh-huh.
Yep, and bring that for you on the second show. So,
Good deal.
yep, there you go.
The vendors usually have stuff too. If you're lucky enough to find something there.
Yep, yep, but absolutely. But nonetheless, we got to talk about never hike alone because you got another one coming up, and you brought in Vinny. You brought in Vinny Gastafaro.
Bizarre. Trying to
Folks, Thom's having some technical problems. It comes with digging things up.
That's right.
But I was gonna say you got Never Hike Alone 2 coming up, you know.
Yeah, we do. I just shot the teaser for it, which is actually going to be the opening of the movie up in Portland. We shot that about a couple weeks ago, so it's going to be good.
I love the fact that they brought in Vinny Gastafrero to play Deputy Cadeau. I
Yeah.
know I know that Vincent was involved in one of the other fan films where he played a law enforcement officer, and I
Well,
love I
he just
love
worked fanboy. He kind of
yeah I
had,
love Adrienne King, and I'm looking forward to meeting her at Frightmare. But that fan
yeah,
film where they brought her back as Alice, I'm kind of like, stop it. It's like the soap operas that my mom used to watch, where few years somebody's back from the dead, amnesia from a plane crash or something like that. It's like, stop, and so I love the fact they brought in Vinny Gustafaro, and we're not having like Sheriff Garris back from the dead.
yeah. Some of it gets kind of silly, but you know, never hike alone. I think they're on track with some good stuff.
Oh,
I've
I
also,
like what Vincent has done. Yeah, you're cutting out. But anyway, I love what Vincent DeSante does, and he knows how to fill in all the plot holes to these movies, and there's a ton of them. And he seems to have a mind for that, and he's a budding terrific filmmaker.
yeah, he's quite the fan actually. He grew up as a kid. He had a lake in his backyard or close to it in forest. So he always thought Jason was going to be coming up out of the water. So that was his childhood. He was heavily invested in the Friday the 13th franchise from a young age.
There you go.
A lot of history about it.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I love the fact he's brought in. What was it like reuniting with Vinny for this?
He didn't bring him in, I brought him in.
No, I mean, I know. What was it like reuniting with Vinny in this project?
Well, it was great. We had a lot of fun. I suggested that we bring him in
Hmm.
somehow. Did a little too short for my liking. Never hike in the snow. I wanted more, and we were lucky. We were really lucky that it snowed because there was no snow in the forecast. So we were thinking about, or I was thinking about changing the name "Never Hike in the Mud" because it was literally driving up on Friday. There was no snow, and it snowed Friday night, all day Saturday, and stopped on Sunday.
There you go. Did you build a snowman?
Let's see. Pause and unpause.
There
Stop
you
video.
go. I just asked if you built. Did you guys make a snowman in the snow? In the snow?
Say again.
Did you make a snowman in the snow? Yeah, I just we're having some poor Tom's falling apart, folks. I just asked if you guys made a snowman at when you guys were there.
We did not. No, we were just happy that it was snowing.
You're
So,
supposed to make a snowman. Did you
well,
make a snow angel?
maybe we did make a snowman at the hotel or the
You,
motel it was.
you could get Vinny to do a snow angel.
Sure.
So, what are we going to expect for the next Never Hike Alone? What can you share?
Well, I can tell you this, that Rick finally sees Jason for the first time and, you know, stops blaming Tommy Jarvis for all the murders and the mishaps around Wessex County. So, and then he has a big plan to take him out.
But we're
Uh,
hoping you take him out someplace special with a Happy Meal.
not out to dinner.
It's interesting, because fan films are becoming a big thing. And I think it all kind of started with Vincent DeSante with Never Hike Alone. I
I
gotta
think
say too, if you haven't seen It's Me, Billy, Dave McRae's Black Christmas fan film, that was every bit as good. That was impressive.
what
So,
was,
yep,
what was the
it was called It's Me, Billy. It was the follow-up to Black Christmas. Anyway, nonetheless, you also got another one coming up called Go Away, which I've heard a lot about, and you're with quite the cast in that. I have met Felissa Rose at last year's Frightmare in the Falls. What a lovely human being.
Yes, she's wonderful.
Yeah. My
I see.
brother was taking care of my folks who are both terminally ill. We just lost our dad this year to
Oh, I'm
ALS.
sorry to hear. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. But my brother was taking care of her folks, and Felissa is so lovely. I got a picture signed for my brother, and she offered free of charge to do a shout out for him. And I was like, how cool was that? And it made my brother's day.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, I
That's
absolutely love her.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely a go away. She is my sister-in-law because I'm married to Tuesday Night, and then Robert Mukes is also his name's on the poster, although we didn't really work together. Although I have met him
So what about Wednesday morning?
because of the convention circuit. So looking forward to seeing that one. The script was fantastic.
Yeah. What about Wednesday morning? Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Oh boy, my jokes aren't landing because of the connection.
Wow, my
Yeah.
whole my whole my whole computer just shut down.
Well, something was going wrong.
It's got no, literally, it's all black. It just bizarre.
You know what?
Anyway,
It's funny because I was just making a Tuesday night, Wednesday morning joke on here. It wasn't landing because you weren't hearing it. It's not your fault, man. I mean, this happens,
yeah.
it
Well,
happens. But nonetheless, anything you want to say about Go Away?
no, just looking forward to come out. Probably January, February, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, looking forward for that one to come out. Should be fun. And then the Never Hike Alone stuff. The Never Hike Alone 2 teasers coming out on January, Friday the 13th. So that'll be fun. And then
Mm-hmm.
we'll do principal photography in the summer sometime when the weather gets better, and it's kind of when it takes place anyway, so that'd be good.
What do you think of the fact that Tom McLaughlin is planning to do the next Friday the 13th movie?
Well, he's got a script. I know that. I'm not sure who's going to do it. Uh, he's told me a little bit about it. It takes place on the other side of the lake. It's girl heavy. He's not bringing back. He's not bringing back Tommy Jarvis, so
Why not?
that just kind of in the conversation for me right there.
You tell
Uh,
him you have to be in
he
it.
felt he
Tell
felt like I think he feels like because of the fan films that it's getting over Tommy Jarvis's character is getting overexposed. He did Vengeance, and it's all about Tommy Jarvis and his kids are in it. Although I'm not in it, he's in it, so he was all around the Tommy Jarvis vibe. Although I wasn't in the movie, he felt like Tommy's getting overexposed for some reason, even though it's a fan film. So it's in his brain, maybe not in the franchise world.
tell him
But
that you will speaking of, since it's girl heavy, tell him that you will do it in drag.
there you go. Okay.
But
Wow.
nonetheless, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. He's really good at writing character, so
Well, Hopefully they'll give it to him.
Yeah. What about the video game? You must be proud to be part of that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It's proud to be fun of that. Uh, yeah, it's definitely unique and unusual. Uh, it's fun. A lot of my friends who are actors don't have that, so it's kind of a cool thing. And I got him for my son to play when it first came out. So it's fun
What
to
does
watch him to play
what
it.
does your son think of all this?
Well, I have two sons. I have three kids, two boys and a girl. He's more impressed when his friends are impressed. Like he's a gamer, so they'll find out. I don't even know how it comes up, but they'll find out that I'm his father, and they seem to be impressed, or then he's impressed with it. But other than that, I'm just dad to him, so that's all good.
He must love it when you battle Jason in the canoe with the fire
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Or maybe he thinks you wimped out and Jennifer Cook had to come and rescue you.
Give me mouth to mouth and revive me.
There
God
you
bless him.
go. What's it gonna take to get Jennifer Cook out to these conventions?
You
A
know, I
lot
have
of
no
people asking
idea. I
about
mean, the
her.
fans would love to see her,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure. I wish I had the answer.
So does David Kagan ever do these?
He would. We're neighbors. Actually, I see him once a week. Um,
Does he ever present you with
he would.
see
He would. I think he's semi-retired. He's kind of comfortable in his life, and he's very COVID freaked out. So uh, even when I run into him on the street, we got to keep our distance, and he's certainly doesn't want to get it. He may have some underlying conditions that I don't know about, but not sure. But I think he'd like to do some later on once everyone gets a handle on the COVID thing.
does he ever present see he could go to the conventions with custom made balls as earrings.
Yes.
He
Whose
could have
balls would? Oh, his own balls.
it
Yes.
could be a T on one and an M on the other, your initials.
Okay.
There you go. Well, you know what, Tom? I am looking forward to meeting you. I plan to meet you at both of these conventions. I mean, sorry our connection was so bad here,
Yeah, me too.
you
Yeah, my,
know, but I wish you were in 13 Fanboy. Like I said, I put 3K into that, but I'm glad to be part of it, and with the exception of the Judy Aronson thing, it's been a pretty good experience, but obviously, I'm a no name, so everybody hates me and they love her. So
okay. I don't know. I haven't been following the drama, but I'll talk to her about it.
talk to her about it. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll probably you'll probably hear all about. Oh, he's such a bad guy because everybody on that chat site says so, even though I'm not privy to any of it.
What social site is that? Is it on Twitter or
Oh, that
is
was on the
on
13
Facebook?
fan. It was on
Oh,
the 13 fanboy chat site, and something was said about me, and
gotcha.
it was I didn't know about it because I wasn't privy to it. I didn't care to, but somebody involved with the film sent me the screenshots of what was being said, and I was like, okay, I'm not impressed, not impressed,
Well, that
but
sucks.
yep, not impressed. And I remember too, whenever I was throwing the suicide and depression doubtfire face challenge out too. Um, Ron Sloan and Lar Park Lincoln both did it, and but somebody had suggested I throw it out to Judy on Cameo, so I threw it out to her. But it was in the midst of the COVID-19 thing, so she was very positive about it and was totally up for it. But she said she wanted to wait till the pandemic was done, and I was like totally fine with that see, we got the jump on the pandemic here. So,
Right.
yeah, so we knew it was coming and we kind of got the jump on it. But I didn't know what it was like in California because I've never been there. But anyway, a year later, it was Scotty McCoy. I know that you've been on his show. He suggested I reach out again, and so I reached out and threw it out to her again on Cameo, and this time her whole opinion on it was different. And it was kind of like just the tone of it just sounded off, and I was like, so needless to say, I wasn't happy about it, and I get it. I'm not high in the hierarchy. I get it, but I hope she got paid well with the 3K I put into it. I won't be able to do that with a fan film again, but
Well,
because
that's not 13 Fanboy wasn't a fan film.
well, no, but
As Deborah Sue reminded me many times.
yeah, I saw it. It was well made, but
Yeah.
but like I said, I didn't care for that, and I think that got blown way out of hand. But you're probably right. Maybe Ted White should have made the introduction.
Yeah, that's how it should have happened.
It should have happened, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Eventually, I'll get over it and won't despise her so much. But she's not top on my tier for somebody to meet at a con.
I hear you.
Yeah. But you are though, so I'm looking forward to seeing you at
All right,
Horror-rama.
buddy.
I think you're going to like it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I know you'll love Frightmare in the Falls as well. That's gonna be huge. There's 27 of the guests there.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. But anyway, before I let you go, and before everything starts conking out on you, would you mind doing a plug for my show?
Okay.
Just state your name and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Sounds good. This is Thom Matthews. You're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise. Enjoy.
Yeah. And while we're at it, what is the dog charity that you and your wife are involved with?
She's with well, I just kind of assist her. She promise there's a bunch of them, but the one she has is the Hagel Foundation with I don't really know much about it, but I just know we have a lot of dogs and I just kind of assist her. But I can get that information to you.
Sure. Because I could put that as a link on here for anybody that wants to check it out.
Yeah, sure. I can
Do you
get
have
that to you.
do you have wiener dogs?
We have mostly larger breeds. So we have a bunch of German Shepherds. What else? Well, there was 4 puppies that were here, 4 German Shepherd puppies, mostly German Shepherds, I guess. I'd have to say. I'd
You
say,
can't see Tommy Jarvis with a wiener dog?
you're funny. Good talking to you. On that note, I'll see you at Horror-rama.
You will see me, and I'm going to get you to sign this with your
Okay, Chris.
one kill in it.
There you go.
Take care, man. God
Sounds good,
bless.
buddy. I'll see you soon. See you in
All right.
October. Bye bye.
Absolutely. Bye bye.